Welcome to Barely Maintaining, the ultimate podcast for die-hard Chicago Bears fans. Join your host, Ryan Burheit, and me, Michael Guyton, as we dive into all things Bears. From game analysis and player insights to the latest news and fan stories, Ryan and I cover it all. They're cheering from Soldier Field or your living room. Barely Maintaining keeps you connected to your favorite team. Now, let's get ready to bear down. Welcome, everyone, to episode 41. We are on the May 17th episode of Barely Maintaining. And we are in the midst of kind of the off-season stuff starting, right?
Yeah.
Get some rookie mini camps going on. So we'll talk about that. We got some NFL news to talk about. NBA is going on. There's some really actually good NBA games. Series is wrapping up and going on. MLB, the Cubs have been looking good. We'll talk about NHL, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And, of course, touch on local sports. All on this episode of Barely Maintaining. With that being said, I know there is some little bit of news anyway on the league that doesn't include rookie minicamp stuff. What do you got, Ryan?
Yeah, so obviously some big news this week was all of the schedule releases. We'll get into that a little later, but that was some pretty cool videos that came out. Going on to smaller news, Aiden Hutchinson is returning to practice after that gruesome leg injury he had last year. A couple of his coaches said he's looking good. Kind of looks like his rehab should be getting back into place and he should be back on the field. Obviously, it's not great as being opponents of him, but I don't root for injuries, and I know Michael doesn't either. And obviously, he's a game-changing player that everybody wants to see on the field anyways. Brock Purdy agreed to a 5-year, $265 million extension. Jets released kicker Greg Zuerlein after 3 seasons. The Baltimore Ravens and Derrick Henry agreed to a 2-year, $30 million extension. And Trey Hendrickson says he will not play under current contracts. That's kind of all the not tiny stuff that was going on. Like I said, the schedule releases were pretty fun. Did you get to watch the Bears one?
I did. I watched a couple of them.
Yeah.
Only because there's a little bit of controversy around the Colts.
Yeah. And Tyreek Hill said they didn't even need to apologize. He said he loved it.
I like the jibbing and jabbing here and there. Well, I will say if I'm comparing this year to last year, I like last year's better, kind of the 80s Chicago movie,
Yeah.
Team. This one was good. I did like because I'm a fan of New Girl.
Yeah, me too.
So having that connection was cool.
I did love the Jake Johnson phone call and was like, "Hey, I need you to break your cousin's phone. Broken. Done."
Yeah.
That's it. What?
You already had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. There was also some shade. I saw the Raiders threw shade in theirs, the Chargers, as they were walking by the
and the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, and the Chiefs. Yeah, that's right. Which I like that. Like, let's not take it too seriously. Stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. That's the way the league should be. Like, obviously, there's sort of lines that are drawn that you shouldn't cross. But
yeah,
that's like that stuff we're doing out in the public. Fighting with Green Bay and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was just funny to get into, like you said, I hate the ones that take it way too seriously and like, this is it. I did like the Bills one too, where it's like, let's use AI, and instead of the guy that asked Josh Allen, like just using AI generated stuff, he's like, he took it seriously and got Allen Iverson. Like that. Yeah. And then it was just, this is the schedule, and he just shows it.
Yeah. Very creative though, and I think that's just a testament to like, guys or a group, whatever, peers your age being kind of in control of some of the media stuff now. Lightening the mood, not taking themselves so seriously anymore, and making it more, I feel like bringing in a new crowd, because it is, more comedic.
Yeah.
Than it normally is. On your Aiden Hutchinson thing, I will say that, never root for injuries, but I hope his leg doesn't heal up as good as it was.
Yeah. I hope he's got a little hitch in that step.
like the rookie of the year situation where it comes back tighter and his leg's actually faster now.
Yeah.
He can actually
Look, I'm not asking for it to end up like Alex Smith's leg, but like let's slow it down a little bit.
It wouldn't be sad if there was a chunk missing out of it. Yeah. No, that one's. I don't know how Alex Smith is actually walking around today.
Yeah, him, and then we had a tight end that happened to too, right?
Yeah, Miller.
That's Zach Miller. That's right. I was like, I can't remember saying.
That was a touchdown, by the way.
Yeah.
And kudos to, just as a side note of that story, the ambulance drivers, when they took him to the hospital, were supposed to go to another hospital we're contracted to, but they looked at his leg and it was blue. So they took him to the closest hospital, which they weren't contracted to, but it saved his leg.
Yeah.
Because like the blood flow had stopped or whatever. They realized that,
Yeah. That's just crazy. But him and then Alex Smith's legs are just like how for Aiden Hutchinson's not to.
That was like a compound fracture on Alex.
Yeah. Well, they like corkscrewed, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like a twisting break, and then it came out, and then they like threw a towel over top of it.
Yeah, and then it got super infected, right?
I don't know. Like when your bone comes out, there's nothing good.
Yeah.
Because they have to basically reattach muscle.
Yeah.
They take muscle from elsewhere and put it there,
Yeah. And you got to fight all the infection.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not honestly supposed to be on the outside.
It's probably easier just to remove the leg from the knee down or whatever,
Yeah.
In that case, but they saved it. So I saw you mentioned the Brock Purdy 5-year, $265 million extension. I was going to ask you what you thought that meant for our future, or we'd be at in 3 years. Man. I mean, you're knocking on 300, right?
Yeah. My biggest thing is like, it's scary because like I'm not taking anything away from Brock Purdy, but what has he done necessarily? Like, I feel like a lot of the Super Bowl was the team around him.
Yeah, and what have you done for me lately?
Yeah,
that's exactly right. Because I don't think last year was a bad year for sure.
Yeah,
I would say that was very comparable to what we had last year, was it not?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a lot less, lot less of line issue and a lot more of like they didn't have any healthy weapons.
And they got Trent Williams. I mean, they got some veteran Hall of Fame linemen on that team, but still not winning games,
Right. And it wasn't like it was a situation where it needed to be put on Brock's shoulders, and I feel like he let it go.
Oh, and I've had conversations with other people where I think, it's a case of where like I'm in the same, and again, I can be proven wrong here, but the more tape you have on them, the worse they get, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like their tendencies, and Brock have that. Like even in college, they're just like you could look at him in college, but he was at Iowa State, not really running a pro offense kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So as they got more tape on him and could see his tendencies, then they could figure stuff out. And it feels like there was a slide down. I feel like Bo Nix is that same type next year.
Yeah. Well, it's the reason everybody says like the sophomore slump. It's like everybody's got tape on you now. Like, let's see what you can do now. And then the third year is really take a leap again. Yeah. They always end up seeming to take a third. That third year, they take a leap again because it's like, okay, I've gotten my feet under me. The league's gotten their feet under themselves about me. Now, like, let's kind of get back into action about what we are.
Well, and I think that's part of being like having some longevity in the league and being a good player is like every year you're like showing new tape, right? Stuff that they have to like, okay, there's progression here, or hey, this like if you could see like Keenan Allen last year, like he wasn't like a step faster than people, but his off the line tricks were just like breaking ankles still,
Yeah.
As he got throughout the year anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what the good ones do. You know what I mean? And
right.
And I feel like that's like you said. I feel like maybe I don't know. 265 for 5 years seems like a lot for a guy that didn't do much last year. As far
and I mean, he took him to the Super Bowl, but was that really him taking them there?
No, right?
Not that I think.
They always have a great defense, and I mean, Shanahan is a good offensive-minded head coach. So
He's that quote-unquote quarterback whisperer type, where like he makes even the average quarterbacks look good.
But I feel like they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Pretty saved their franchise from purgatory with the whole Trey Lance thing.
Yeah. Trey Lance and Jimmy G.
Yeah. So they were lucky to have him as a bailout, and I think he's getting rewarded for it. In all honesty, 5-year, 265 seems expensive, but it's all well, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
You're going to pay the guy $50 million anyway. It's the average going for a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, you're not going to pay him, and then who are you going to pay?
Right.
What are you going to pay them? Right? There's nobody out there. Kaepernick, I guess. He might take a discount.
I always love just like hearing his name thrown around. It's like, guys, like even if like he shouldn't have been blackballed and everything, like which I don't think he should have, but that's
the NFL. Look at the NFL. If you're good at playing football, they just overlook a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
They just do. I mean, and I love the NFL, and I think, and that's like wrong, but they err on the side of talent first.
Yeah.
Look at the guys that are allowed to just stick around and do whatever they want.
It's a weird thing to be like, yeah, you beat your wife, but we'll look past that. But you kneel. We ain't going to look past that.
Yeah. Right. I just like, and I was like, Kaepernick's good. It's like he went to a playoff game again with that Shanahan system.
Yeah.
He tried out for teams and they didn't take him. They will take a good quarterback. I'm telling you. You think the Browns wouldn't take anybody? Take Johnny Manziel back if he's like, I'm good again. They are about talent, man. That's what professional sports is for the most part. And unfortunately, they overlook a lot of other stuff. And like that, it's like the whole Shedeur Sanders thing. Like, races, all this stuff. It's like, nah, man. He did bad interviews, and he obviously did not test well as far as like his pro day and stuff.
I would say that's the case. Like it seems like.
Hey, who did he play? Name one team. It didn't beat any top 10 teams.
No.
In his whole college career. So, and that I think says something. Yeah. Plus, the bad interviews and all that on top of it. It's like, it's about talent. It is about race or anything else. The number one player picked it was African-American. So it's...
90% of the picks are.
It's definitely racist against Asians. I can tell you that. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Hispanics. Where's the Hispanic? Well, I guess there's Hispanics, but not like...
Yeah. You guys got a kicker?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mostly kickers, actually, right?
Yeah. But you got...
Anything, right?
You guys got Isn't the Atlanta kicker Asian?
I will say they had, like, last year they had, like a World Football Classic. And Japan beat America, so there.
Have you heard actually what that's about, though?
Yeah, no.
So you have to pay like $3,000, and like there can be no professional. Like you can't play D1 or anything. It has to be like D3 or lower, and you have to pay $3,000 to be on the team. And they get like 2 weeks before the games to even like practice together.
America, how about I take that win?
Yeah, Young Ho Koo. You guys got Young Ho Koo.
You guys, I don't like Illinois.
No, Asians.
Oh.
He's a South Korean.
Let me know when we got a D1 QB, okay, bud?
He's out here kicking balls.
Fucking Tawny's son. Junior. Tawny Jr., quarterback, USC.
I don't want to play baseball, Dad.
Got you. Lost a bet.
Yeah, actually, I made a deal with the devil, and like to be the next Babe Ruth, I had to give up my son. So you can play football, but it's for the Browns.
Isn't it ironic that's of all the places Shadur goes, it's like all this stuff. That's another thing I want to bring up. That I'm sure you heard the storylines from the book that's coming out about Caleb not wanting to go to the Bears. But no one reads further on when the next line of the whole thing is, he didn't want to go to the Bears, but then he tells his dad, I'm going to go there and I'm going to change the narrative.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he actually said.
As a giant Bears fan, I don't want to be drafted there.
Well, I was telling some of the guys I work with, I was like, I actually like him more because of it, because he came there and played.
Yeah.
He didn't do an Eli or a holdout or nothing. He just came there and shut his mouth when he knew. He knew.
He's going to be running for his life. He's going to be...
He said there's anything that we can do to get Shane Waldron out of there.
Yeah.
Because he knew it was like, I'm not going to be able to do it with him.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like Peyton Manning tells like all the number one picks and stuff that he gets to talk to. It's like, you're unfortunately, the team that's picking you is number one for a reason. So, like, it's going to be rough. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, I appreciate his honesty about it. And then coming in here to actually at least play. But like I said, like, if I'm in that situation, I don't want to play for the Bears. Like, it's going to suck. Like, it's...
The thing that kind of bugged me is, like, he was like, oh, let's see if we can make something happen with the Vikings. It's like, so you want to go to the team that never won a championship then? In the history of football. But
it looks fun to play there.
Maybe. And Kevin O'Connell's, I think, a good coach. Also, like, good enough to win, but not good enough to win it all.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Just, like, worse to me.
Yeah.
They're just getting bad picks every year. And
at least we know we're at the bottom.
Yeah.
We know where we are at the moment.
I feel like we got a direction, though.
Oh, yeah. I think we're pointed in the right direction. We're headed in the right spot. It's just...
Vikings got lucky with Sam Darnold last year.
Yeah. But then Sam Darnold at the end of the season. You called it the entire year. You said at some point he is going to Sam Darnold.
Well, it's when you have to depend on him to win the game. That's good, you know.
His decision making.
He knew what they had. I mean, they were always, if you look at every game, they were leading out front early. They would run the ball a ton. And, like, you don't have to do much from there.
Right.
So, I mean, that's part of it. Just knowing what you have and using it to your advantage.
Right.
And then, of course, you know, Dalvin Cook kind of had a chip on his shoulder, too. Cameron Collins over there. Can you believe Green Bay just let you go like a bitch?
Yeah.
Here's the ball. Run hard. So a lot of good, I guess, rumors and stuff coming out of mini camp.
I saw we had a meeting with Jamal Williams or Jameson or whatever his name is, the running back that used to be in Detroit.
Jameson Williams?
Jameson Williams, I think is
that who?
I always forget because one of them was like Jameson and one of them was like Jamal, but one of them was a wide receiver and one of them's still a wide receiver there.
Yeah.
But whatever one is the running back, apparently we had a meeting with him or like hosted him at a camp or something to kind of see if he could fit.
Do we need a running back?
I don't know. Like, it makes me nervous with how not confident they are.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you don't know that anybody's going to make it the whole season.
Yeah.
Running back goes. But I was looking at NFL and NFL Network, and they were saying they have a best NFL team fits for notable remaining free agents. And Asante Samuel to San Francisco is the first one. Second one is J.K. Dobbins to the Bears. Thoughts on that? Was in
Chargers and Ravens, right?
Kind of, yeah. It made a resurgence last year.
He
was kind of second fiddle. He was going to be second fiddle to Derrick Henry, so he left.
Do we not like Swift that much?
I don't know. I like him.
Yeah, I feel like he could be a good back. He's just last year he was put into a shitty offense that did not cater to what he was.
Let's be honest, not a great line.
Yeah. But when he would be put on the outside to run on the outside or do those screen passes, he would excel. It was when they were trying to make him run through the middle and stuff that it was like, that's not the type of back he is.
Yeah, right. But and then you also have the others in the lineup still, and
Roshan and there was one that kept popping up that I didn't recognize his name. Can't remember who it was, but there was one that just kept popping up in the mini camp videos and stuff. But then we have was it Mangai, right? That's how you say it?
Yeah, something like that. And then
Mangai or something like that. Yeah.
Homer's still there. I saw him in some of those videos.
Yep.
He was getting yelled at, or one of them was getting yelled at for knocking cones over, which I liked seeing.
Yeah.
I think we might have talked about that last week. I'm going to look at this real quick. I just want to see. It says the 7 toughest schedules. Who has the hardest pass?
I saw Detroit was on there.
Yeah, and it's always based on how much winning you did last year. So, Kansas City Chiefs, number 1. No, that's just telling me. Number 6 is Minnesota Vikings. I like that. Then Eagles. We rank 4.
Why? Why do we keep getting shitty schedules?
Because the NFC North, more than likely. They put us on a bunch of primetime. They think they're good. The NFL thinks we're going to be good. Here's our schedule as it shakes down. Week 1, we're on Vikings, Monday Night Football, at home, I think. Yeah, it's at home. Then we go to the Lions. Then we're at home versus Cowboys, at Las Vegas Raiders, then a bye week. Last time we had a bye week in week 5, 2018 season. So maybe we can go a little further. Then we go to the Commanders, Monday Night Football, motherfucking revenge time.
That's on purpose, right?
But back in their crap stadium?
Yeah, I didn't understand why we got put back there again.
Why don't we get into home? I guess it's all how it shakes out. You know what I mean? They have to make that. So we have 9 home games, 9 away games. Then we got Saints at home. We're at Ravens, at Bengals. So we go to the AFC Central Division this year. That's who we're playing against as far as the AFC goes. And that's kind of a murderer's row right there. At Ravens, at Bengals. Then we go to Giants, at Vikings, Steelers, at Eagles on Black Friday, at Packers, Week 14, Browns, Packers, Saturday, at 49ers on Sunday Night Football, and to be determined for the Lions Week 18. If we're both in good contention, that'll be a flex game to a prime time. By most measures, the Bears look like a team with exciting potential, but that might only mean so much if they can't survive some challenging away games after going 1-7 on the road last season. We got to work that out for us. But I think you take it 1 week at a time. Guess who has the rank 3? It's the Browns.
That sucks.
Then the Giants rank 2. And top rank is the Lions.
All right. What are you seeing then? What's your prediction? Write this. Michael's way too early prediction. The way your camera just moved is very dramatic. And it zoomed in on
10-8 is what I'm going with.
That's what I was just counting it out, and I mean, that's what I was I think we split with the Lions. I think we split with Packers. I think we take Vikings. Browns is beatable. I think we lose the Eagles. As of right now, I think the Steelers are beatable until they find a quarterback.
I'm just looking at the first 5 to that bye week, and I'm thinking oh man, if we can beat the Vikings at week 1 and we lose at Lions, then we beat the Cowboys at home and at Raiders, we could be 3-1 by the bye.
Yeah, I can see that. It's set up like last year where if things go right, we could have a pretty good break.
Yeah. We're going to be better this year.
Well, let's think about it. In all honesty, let's think about it. So we had at least 50% of our losses were by one possession, right? Last year,
I would say so.
if not more. Okay, so you take out the shitty coaching, all of the locker room drama from that shitty coaching from the year, and you put in Ben Johnson. Theoretically, as we all think, and this isn't just Bears fans, as the league thinks, he should be a good coach. His scheme for offense is great. Those games should start flipping. If the team is basically the same, except for upgrades in the line. The defense stayed pretty well the same, and then the weapons are all pretty much the same, other than obviously losing Keenan Allen. But
from what I hear, the go-to player in the slot is Luther Burden.
yeah,
He might be like a first year standout is what it sounds like they're gearing him up for.
I'd be happy for that. I was also seeing like that they were kind of throwing Loveland out there as a slot a little bit too.
Oh, for sure. That's you're gonna run 12-man a lot. So just looking at weeks 1 through 5 last year, we played Titans, Texans, Colts, Rams, Panthers, right? And we got a win, a loss by 6 points, a loss by 5 points, win. Then Commanders was a loss by 3 points. We lost significantly in the next week to Arizona Cardinals by 20.
The hangover,
like
yeah.
A hangover from that. And then Patriots is a 16-point loss. And then it was real close from there out. 1 point, 3 points, 3 points. 49ers whipped us 13-38, 12-30 the Vikes, 17-34 Lions, 3-6 Seattle Seahawks, and 24-22 we beat the Packers. So we got bad for a stretch there, but
So that's probably about right. 50% were like 6 points or less.
I agree though. They haven't like trimmed too much to where you're gonna see a whole different defense or
Right.
you know what I mean? As personnel goes.
No, it might be a little bit of scheme differences, but
I feel like we're right there.
yeah,
Or
I think so. I don't think too much changed. I think all we're doing is implementing a better system, better coach, and then got some of those position needs that we needed. And then I think you can flip that stuff. Take timeouts when you're freaking supposed to.
I was just looking at the list too. Like it's important to like coaching matters. You know what I mean? We said that last year throughout the whole season. So like that is going to be the major thing because it's the devil's in the details on how you prepare. You know, and from what I hear, like Johnson don't let people slide on shit. You know,
Yeah.
which I like.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I still think we need one more thing, one more piece. Honey Bears.
Yeah.
Rooting for
You sent me another video about that.
carrying the players on from the side. Let me real quick. We should probably tell them about Happy Can here, and then come back, and we should probably touch on some hockey.
Yeah, I just had some breaking news, so.
Yeah, cool, excellent.
Hey, Bears fans, before we dive back into the game talk, we've got to shout out today's sponsor, the Happy Can.
If you're looking for a refreshing way to unwind after a long day without the alcohol, but with all the chill vibes, the Happy Can is definitely where it's at.
Happy Can is a lab-tested, vegan-friendly, alcohol-free beverage that's infused with THC and CBD. If you're kicking back at home or catching up with friends, it's the perfect way to relax without the hangover.
Exactly. It's crafted for those of us who are over 21 and want to enjoy the benefits of THC and CBD without any of the alcohol. Plus, it's delicious, responsibly sourced, and did we mention it's vegan-friendly.
No sketchy ingredients, just pure chill in a can. So if you're looking for something new to sip on, grab yourself a Happy Can and keep those good vibes going.
Make sure to check them out on buythehappycan.com and use code BarelyHappy for a special discount for just our listeners. Cheers to a happy, healthier way to unwind.
Happy can, because life's better when you're chill.
Barely Happy. Make sure you check it out. And we sent you. So NHL is they're in their what round? Second round, third round playoffs? Final.
This is the second round finishing up.
Okay.
But the Stars just eliminated the Jets in an overtime winner. Won 4-2 in the series, so.
There's been a lot of overtimers, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I know hockey has more than kind of other sports anyway, but it seems like it's been pretty competitive, right? As far as the teams that up.
Yeah. Playoff hockey. Yeah, because I know that I think that might have been the last game of no. The Maple Leafs and the Panthers have to finish it off tomorrow on Game 7.
Which is cool to see that Maple Leafs, which are a Canadian team, right?
Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious if they lost, though.
Canada versus Panthers. Yeah. They've kind of made an epic comeback in this, have they not? Or
No, you're wrong. They were up.
Oh, really?
They were up 2-0 in the series.
Oh, because they just won the last game, and it was 2-0.
Yeah, to tie it back up 3-3. Yeah, they went up 2-0, and then Panthers went on a 3-game win streak.
But where were the games at? Don't they go 2-3-2?
I think it's 2.
So they just won their home games each?
No, I think it's actually an opposite. I think last night was in Florida, or it was in it was in Florida.
That was.
Yeah, but it's just I only laugh because like the Maple Leafs are like think like I think I told you this last week. Think Dallas Cowboys, like where they're like this great regular season team, but cannot win. Like they blow it all the time. And then they were like, they haven't won since like 1964. And like, it's just literally like, they'll go up on 2-0 leads and then just lose it all for no reason.
Who is the best team in the playoffs?
The Panthers were considered to be the best because they won, last year. And then Hurricanes are just kind of annoying. So they're pretty good. Stars are pretty. I mean, I don't know at this point that anybody's like highest ranked at this point. Cause like everybody's favorites were like the Capitals. Connor Hellebuck did Connor Hellebuck things and lost.
2 conferences and 2 divisions in each conference.
Yeah.
And then this is Atlanta division. It's Maple Leafs and Panthers left, right?
Yep.
Lightning just got eliminated, you said, or are they still in it?
Lightning weren't not in it. So it was the...
They won 82 games this year, it says.
That would not... They only have 84 games.
Game... What does that mean? GP, games played 82. Oh, they were 47-27.
Yeah.
Or second in the Atlantic Division.
I don't think they were in it.
Yeah, they got knocked out by the Panthers in the first round, it says.
Oh, they must not even have made it, like...
1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. They won 1 game.
I was going to say, they must not even make an impression. I forgot they were even in it.
And they won that 1 game 5-1. They scored all their goals in 1 game. Okay.
I don't even remember being there.
Apples are good.
Yeah, they're out, though.
They already got knocked out. And
they just got... Hurricanes beat them. Hurricanes are just annoying because they are, like... just relentless, like in the most like complimentary way. They're very irritating because they just will like they will just stay in your zone and just launch ridiculous shots over and over again until one just goes in.
Right. So it's just statistics with numbers instead of accuracy.
Yeah. Like NBA, like just rain threes until one finally goes in. Now I have a point. Right. But all you need is like...
What is your favorite matchup that's going right now then? Is it that Panthers Maple Leafs, or is there someone you'd rather see Hurricanes get beat, or?
I've been liking the Hurricanes. They got Sebastian Aho on their team, who's pretty fun to watch. Probably my favorite matchup was, like I said last week, the Oilers just beating the crap out of the Knights, because I hate the Knights. But matchup-wise, let's see, it's going to be, I think it's going to be, is it Panthers? Panthers and
whoever wins the
Hurricanes, right? No.
No. According to this, it would be the Jets Stars winner.
Oh, yeah. It would be...
looks like it's going to be Carolina versus whoever wins Panthers Maple Leafs.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be excited to see that one. Panthers are... I like the Panthers because they play like... They're very much so of like... Just annoying in a different way where they're just like... They play to get under your skin.
About the Edmonton Oilers.
Oilers have got McDavid, who's really fun to watch. He's like insanely fast. He's like the fastest guy in the NHL right now. So he's fun to watch.
They obviously just sitting and waiting for their opponent, right?
Yeah. I think it would be cool, like, to see a Canadian team win. Just because I think it needs to happen. I'm just surprised it hasn't. But like Connor McDavid getting one would be cool. His nickname's McJesus.
I mean, I think of the teams kind of like just glancing at them. So you got Oilers. Say the Hurricanes are going to win that series. Possibly Dallas.
Well, it'd be Dallas because they just won tonight.
Yeah, they did just win. And then Panthers. I assume over Maple Leafs there, maybe. I'm gonna go for Oilers.
Oilers? That would be if Florida wins, the Oilers will be the last Canadian team standing. So
it's an odd thing, right? Because a lot of the people that play in the NHL for the American teams are Canadian.
Yeah. The Utah Hockey Club just got their official name and stuff. So the Utah Mammoths.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool logo. Pull it up really quick so you can see it. Utah. Right here. I thought it was a pretty cool logo. Got the mountains and the head and everything like that. It's better than Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm all for changing it. You know what I mean? It's like all your fans go out and buy.
Yeah. I still think the Seattle Kraken is the coolest.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Cool mascot.
It feels like teams that like you would come up with if it was like NHL.
Yeah, like, hey, these are you got to base your name off of what logos are already implemented in the team builder. Yeah,
so like you're doing it. Yeah, if you were building your own league, like the teams you decide, those are like the Golden Knights. Well, let's tell them about Fanatics real quick, and then when we come back, we can talk about some of the local sports going on here.
Yeah. Hey guys, just want to take a break from the podcast to tell you about Fanatics. Fanatics, you can find everything you need to support your team, from jerseys and hats to hoodies and accessories. They've got it all. It's officially licensed, so you know you're getting the real deal. Here's the best part. We've teamed up with Fanatics to bring you an exclusive offer. When you use the code 24SHIP at checkout, you'll get free shipping on orders over $24. Just by using our special link in the show notes on our website, you'll be able to directly support our podcast. So head over to fanatics.com, up the best Bears gear, and use code 24SHIP for free shipping on orders over $24. Win-win. To show off your Bears pride and help keep Barely Maintaining going strong. Thank you for your support, and as always, bear down. Now let's get back to
All right. I know we have local baseball and football going on.
Yeah.
Any word on how those teams are doing?
Yeah, so the Riverbandits currently are on a tough stretch. They dropped 6 of the last 10. They still do maintain the top spot in the Midwest League, or Midwest League West at 23-14, half a game ahead of Cedar Rapids. Then the Steamwheelers head into a bye week this week. They did fall short against Tulsa 34-36. After the bye week, they will be going to Tulsa to take on the Oilers again. They had some sick jerseys this week, though.
Did they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Saw somebody at the customer appreciation party that had one on.
Yeah.
Big country back.
Yeah, actually, that's Keyshawn Moore.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I was like, oh, very cool.
Yeah.
People love him.
Yeah. But they were pretty cool. They had like the spider webs all over them. They apparently did like just a halfway to Halloween, I think is what they called it.
Yeah, I saw that advertisement.
Yeah.
Very good marketing and like finding, a reason to get people to come out and be a part of it. So that's very
I thought it was funny. There was I follow their Facebook page to get like all the updates and scores and stuff. There was somebody that was like a hardcore Tulsa fan that was like talking crap in the Steamwheelers like page.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I didn't know like there was that deep rooted of like IFL fans.
That's cool though.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
because
Now
like
we know how to hate Tulsa.
yeah, screw that guy.
Do your town, bud.
Yeah. Tulsa Oilers, how original.
Should be in Houston, idiot.
Yeah.
Or Edmonton, for that matter.
Hey, some hockey knowledge from Michael. Not like we just talked about 2 seconds ago, but hey.
Logo up here. I'm just staring at it.
There's like a note, bring up Oilers.
Actually, in conversation. So, what's up with the Riverbandits slide, do you think? A lot of road games? Just
We started talking about them.
season blues?
I think they're just in a small slump. I'm just going to pull up
The
their...
record's obviously pretty good still.
Yeah. It's, well, and this early in the season, too, it's like you have even the smallest of slides and, like, it makes it look worse than it is. Just going to just pull up your schedule real quick. Come on. So it looks like after we talked last week, they had a home stretch, so they're even at home and losing some of these games. They play tomorrow against. They've been playing Dayton, and they've lost. Let's see, 3 of the 5 so far against them. And then I think this is Lake City. I think is what it's called. We dropped quite a few to them. So it looks like it's just like a tough little stretch. Let's go see if I can find the standings and see where those teams stand. Slow internet. Okay, well.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Classic overlooking teams. Dayton is actually 14-24, and the bottom of the Midwest League East, and Lake County, because I believe that's who they were playing. Lake County is they're tied for third in the Midwest League East, 20 and 18, so about 500.
It also could have been, just playing some guys that don't get a lot of time.
Yeah.
In those games, giving some breaks to guys that, because you're playing,
That's the one thing that, I think is very impressive with baseball analysis is, there's so much going on every week. Where it's especially, if you're doing the whole, MLB or whatever it is, there's so many teams. They play damn near every freaking day. So, there's always something going on. Constant, moving between levels of...
Bananas, which isn't even part of MLB, but it's its own thing, and you have to get in a lottery to even get a ticket. And then,
yeah.
So, I think that's impressive because that's building up a whole new...
They filled out the entire Tennessee stadium. The Tennessee Titans football stadium, they sold out, I think.
Jeez.
That's insane.
You're 7,000 people.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then the Steamwheelers, I know that they've had their Daquan Neal is out, who I will be talking to soon.
Nice.
We're getting something set up. Might even be able to get you on, because weekends work best for him. So might be able to get something with you on there too. But he's going through an injury right now. I'm hoping the bye week kind of sets him straight where they can get out of that slump where they're all kind of fighting their injuries and all those nagging things can get out of the way.
Right. How many games in that season again?
16, I believe. Because I know it goes right up until, I think middle of July, and then, playoffs start. It leads us basically into NFL season.
And still is obviously as daunting as an NFL season.
Yeah.
As far as physically.
Yeah, and then these guys got to go work a day job, too.
That's true, yeah. That's crazy. We should,
like Kurt Warner, they're bagging groceries at Hy-Vee.
We should do a segment that say, what's their day job?
just go hunt them down in their office or space or whatever they're at, and just I'm with Keyshawn Moore at the construction site.
Sack the QB. Man, I'm nervous about this schedule though. To be honest with you.
The Bears one?
Yeah, it is a pretty daunting schedule.
Yeah.
Season.
Well, just being in the NFC North, it's being labeled as the best conference right now. There's a lot of young rising stars. There's a lot of great talent in it. It's a tough schedule they have when 6-year games are just that.
Yeah. Sure. One thing we haven't talked about in a while is the stadium talk. I hear it's a go for Arlington Heights. Is really what they're pushing.
Really?
Yeah.
Trying to get out of Chicago, huh? Well, downtown.
Yeah, and he's gonna have a movable roof so God can watch the Bears play.
Pope Leo, be rooting him on. Unfortunately, he's a Sox fan, though. Have you seen the video of him just casually just sitting there in the stadium before he was anything big? It's so weird to think about. Those guys are just average dudes until that happens to them.
Yeah, but I have my questions if the Pope is a Sox fan and that's what the product would get.
That's what you believe in?
I have questions.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions, okay?
Yeah, and they're getting destroyed by the Cubs right now in the series.
Getting destroyed by everyone. They still look like crap.
Yeah.
through the worst season in MLB history, and you still look worse than that somehow.
Yeah. We're actually trying to go for the repeat.
I honestly used to. I was a Cubs and Sox fan growing up. My uncle lived in Chicago and would not be biased. He took us to both games. I didn't know there was a rivalry, you know?
Yeah. How can be a Cubs and a White Sox fan?
There was a lot of years the Sox were really good.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, even like 10 years back, they were pretty good. They weren't like...
Yeah, Michael Jordan, dude.
Yeah. Yes.
The Cubs are Michael Jordan?
Did Bo Jackson... Was he a White Sox?
Yes, I saw him play.
Yeah. You did?
When I actually went to opening day, they handed out cards, and they said, if you build it, he will come. Because they had just built a new stadium, and they just got Bo Jackson. I still have that baseball card somewhere around here. Bo knows. That was like the advertisement. Bo knows, and then they would show everything because Bo knew, he could do everything.
Was he as cool of an athlete as like everybody says?
Is that?
Was he as like awesome of an athlete as everybody says? Like seeing him in person?
Yeah. Pissed everybody off because he was like, "Oh, I'm just doing this for a hobby." I think he said that about baseball. This is just what I do in the off season of football. And they're like, "What?" He's
like, "Actually, this shit's really boring."
Yeah.
He's the one that started implementing the pitch clock. He's like, "You guys should come up with a pitch clock or something."
He did. Just type in Bo Jackson warning track throws. He's throwing people out at home from the warning track.
It's insane.
It's a gun, dude. He's also like, super.
I don't know why. That immediately just made me think of the Jay Cutler video again.
Basically that.
Alshon, look out!
Yeah. But yeah, there's also a really cool video of him catching the ball as he's running to the running track and just running up the wall.
Oh yeah, that was him. Where he just like wall rides for a little bit.
They supposedly I've read that the doctor said that he was such a powerful runner is why he had an injury because he'd have guys on his back and not go down. So
yeah,
he tore a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? Instead of like him actually just getting.
Speaking of great runners, I have 2 goats. As I've talked about on here, we've got a little homestead here. I got 2 goats that I'm going to be getting on the 31st. I've gotten permission. The male goat that I'm getting, his name is going to be Walter.
Nice. Oh yeah.
So it's going to be the sweetest goat.
He's going to be sweetness eventually. No,
yeah.
Barbecue sauce. That's cool. And he's a goat, so greatest of all time.
Yeah. Michael was pushing for Saban or Nick or something like that. Although I still think it'd be hilarious if I just hired Nick Saban. He's just out. Yeah, actually, he's out back. Just
probably really expensive.
Yeah.
Highest paid state employee of Alabama. For
have you've seen his Airbnb commercial? I assume.
Yeah.
Just super strict and just check-in time was 3:00.
I feel like that's how it would be.
Yeah.
It's Nick Saban.
Yeah.
What else is going on before we get out of here around the league? Anything? We do have some stuff coming up here on the schedule as far as on the next couple weeks, but OTA's happening.
I'm trying to sneak my way to Des Moines on the 31st. It's not for the league, but particularly the 31st in Des Moines is a fun event that I want to go be a part of. But that is the soapbox derby for Red Bull.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. It'd be really cool.
I want to try. I'm going to try my hardest. If I can't make it there, I'm going to find somebody that built a soapbox, and we're going to get an interview.
It'd be awesome. It's a really cool setup they have out there in Des Moines too.
Have you been to it?
I've never seen the races, no, but I've been.
I want to go so bad.
It's like it'd be my dream just to ride down that thing.
Julie makes fun of me. I've always wanted to build one.
Dude, come on, that's every kid's dream. And
yeah.
None of the capabilities to do it, so it never happens. And then you go up, and then you're like, well, that'd be weird if I was just building a shoebox car in my freaking garage.
Something I'd do though.
I mean, I would, but it'd be weird. You know, the neighbors out there.
You give me a few minutes and 4 tires. You never know what I'm gonna build.
Moving parts from my Harley Davidson out the way to build a soapbox car.
Well, Lindsay's just like, you haven't even rebuilt your motorcycle. You're building a soapbox car.
That's it. It's mine. We live on a hill.
I am speed.
This is how it works from now on. Yeah. That being said, I need to cut out a couple minutes early here.
Yeah. Michael's a single dad right now.
No, I'm not, but I do need to make sure all is okay. That being said, next week, do we have more interviews coming up here?
Yes, next week I will be interviewing. I'm gonna fuck up his last name if I don't say it right. So give me 1 second to look up what his name is. It's sure. Keith. Keith something. Keith. His name's Keith. He has a last name too. This is great podcasting. Just give me a second. We're finding it. We're doing this. God damn it! Why is there so many emails in my? Keith Haymaker. Haymaker. Something like that. He is the esports coach for St. Ambrose University.
Hit buttons there. That's cool. St. Ambrose. My wife is St. Ambrose alumni. So.
I'm gonna ask him if he needs some NIL money. Lindsay's willing to pay up. So.
No. Absolutely not. We need NIL money. There's no way you could back pay us.
You're just like, I'm sorry. I've actually tied it all up with Alabama.
About $100,000 NIL money. He's like, yeah, sure. I mean, for you to give to me.
Yeah.
Is that any possibility?
So you know how like scholarships work, right? Like, but I'm not planning on going to school, so you would just pay me.
Scholarship program here, barely maintaining. It's like a subscription, but you get nothing.
You get these free episodes that happen every week, anyways.
You can brag your friends. Also, picture of you in the back at Ryan's place. Not here because this is a curtain that will fall off. You can see my fan cave picture here. It's hanging from a metal hanger.
Wait, hey. It's so great though. Like you never pointed out, we never noticed. It's almost blends in perfectly with the white background, with the white curtain.
Bob and Weave.
You just like keep your head in this one spot for just like, yeah, it's just great.
Stay this low, you'll never see it. Okay. Anyway, appreciate everyone listening. This is 42 episodes. So we're just a couple months away from a year here.
Yeah, we're gonna throw a big shindig.
We'd like to say a special thank you to Julie Burhite and Lindsay O'Brien for giving us the time to do the podcast every week. Also, in memory of Marcus Jr. LeMay. We'll always remember you, buddy.
Yeah.
Episode 42, tune in next week. We'll be talking about some more Bears, more local sports, and the news around the league. That being said, thank you for listening. We'll see you all next week.